When you listen to music, what do you hear? The words,
I am so strong.
the beat? A sound engineer listens for all kinds of things you might not notice. A sound engineer's ear is one of their most important tools when it comes to recording a hit song. All the buttons and knobs an engineer uses in the control room help them even out sounds or remove unwanted noises. Engineers are responsible for selecting the right equipment to help create a particular feeling, sound, or vibe. For example, the kind of microphone an engineer chooses and where it's placed in the studio has a big influence on how a song sounds. The engineer also creates a special mix of sounds in the headphones of each musician or vocalist to help them play their part. Engineers can expand how they record and mix every vocal, instrument, or sound by adding special software known as plugins to studio computers. We caught up with Nashville-based sound engineer Rachel Moore at Southern Grooves in Memphis, Tennessee, where she was recording a new song with a rising artist.
Hi, my name is Rachel Moore. I'm a producer, engineer, mixer in the music industry. You have the artist, you have the producer who is guiding the vision of the project, and the goal of an engineer is to execute that vision. You're the person translating the creative mind to the technical mind, I guess, is the best way to put it. If they want a retro sound, this is the type of gear we're going to grab. If they want a more polished pop sound, this is the type of gear they're going to grab. The biggest thing is you come in, you test your mics, you make sure everything is working the way it's supposed to be working. So in a studio, you're going to have microphones in one room and your gear in another room, and you need a way to connect them. So this is a patch bay, and this is how you're able to connect all your gear together. So this week, we've been in Memphis recording a record with Kashana.
Rachel is a phenomenal engineer to work with. We are recording my legacy album. This is something that has been in the works for years, so it is very fulfilling.
Long ago, I grew up south.
You want to make sure your levels are at a good place.
I don't care what all went around.
The biggest objective of an engineer is to be 2-3 steps ahead of anything and everything happening. So we are generally the first people in, the last people out, doing our due diligence in between takes and when people are talking, and we are the people in the shadows making sure things are happening without being noticed. When you hear a crackle or a noise, I've learned what the different crackles and noises are. Like, this is a patch cable, this is a line cable, no, this is something on the console. Engineers have learned what different bad noises or undesirable noises could be so that you can quickly manage it. If a player is tapping their foot, if there's noise on the floor, if there's a noise in a guitar like they're playing and there's a squeaky string, you're just critically listening for any distractions or anything that might take away from the performance, because your goal is to capture exactly what's happening and as clean as possible. The mixer will take that from the engineer, and a lot of times it's the same person, but it's a different phase of the project, and they are polishing the project and putting more of a creative spin, keeping in mind the vision of the producer and artist. And then the last step is to go to mastering, which is always a different person for sure, and they are making it polished and radio ready to be released to the masses. We have done the bulk of the recording already with the main band, and so now we are doing just what I call the sprinkles. I'm also really excited to see horns in action. I've never mic'd horns, and so something that Memphis is very well known for is these horns. Headphone mixes for players are very important because that is what they're trying to be creative to. And so that might mean, adding effects to it or enhancing the sounds in their ears so that they are able to be creative in that moment. So in this day and age, most people use plugins for effects like reverb and delay. In this particular studio that I'm in, they had what they used before there were plugins, which is a chamber, and I wanted to show that to you. So we have our vocal coming out of the speaker, and it's bouncing off these smooth walls that they've slicked down. And the microphones are capturing the vocal with the reverb in it. I believe the creative process is sacred, and I do everything I can to preserve that without letting them see the technical side. I always say for an engineer, half your job is troubleshooting. Half your job is if something's not working, why is it not working? You need to know quickly why it's not working. You're, repatching, redoing things in the corner and not letting people see you sweat, because also you want everyone on the session to have a good experience. And so keeping your cool while things might be falling apart is part of it. And making people feel at ease will set you apart from other engineers and other producers.
When I'm listening for music, I'm listening for the heart. Where is that sense of healing? That's what I'm listening for when I listen to music.
I love being a part of art. I love being part of the creative process and capturing a beautiful performance or a really great song or a vocalist. There's so much emotion, and when you're able to keep that emotion in what you do, when that emotion translates, that's when I know that I've done my job the right way.
When it brought me back to you, back to you, back to you, back to you.